Now, across the Football League, it is the annual EFL Week of Action, which aims to highlight the community work delivered by clubs and their community organisations across England and Wales. I'm very pleased to say we can speak live now to EFL Chairman Rick Parry about all of this. Rick, thank you for joining us. You're at the launch of the Sky Bet Building Foundations initiative, which takes place during this EFL Week of Action. Can you just explain what it's all about?
Yeah, well, obviously the Week of Action is massive from our point of view, showcasing what clubs do. Clubs are the beating heart of their communities, so it's an opportunity to remind people of that. The Sky Bet initiative is a really exciting one for us because long-standing partner of the EFL, partner we have a great relationship with, and fantastic to see they're putting £6 million into this initiative. That's £6 million that will go an awful long way, will touch an awful lot of people's lives over the next 6 years. So from our point of view, it's a really exciting day, and I keep wanting to turn around and watch the football, so it's too tempting to see what's going on behind us.
You touched on it there. Just what is the significance, the importance of the EFL Week of Action? How much does it mean to the clubs and people involved?
It's really important. As I said, it's just an opportunity for us to highlight the good work that goes on literally 365 days a year. The clubs are the beating heart of their communities. Clearly what happens on a Saturday afternoon is incredibly important. That touches people's lives in all sorts of ways, creates all sorts of positive and negative emotions, as we know only too well. But this is all about reminding that clubs touch people's lives 365 days a year, massively important to communities. We know that the work that clubs do creates almost £1 billion worth of social value in terms of mental health, physical health, employability, education, and we know from feedback we get from the research that we do that the initiatives that the clubs take really do make an impact, a lasting impact on people's lives. And so the Week of Action's an annual event that really enables us to showcase that and just bring a reminder to the world of, frankly, how important the pyramid is and how important what the clubs do is 365 days a year.
Yeah, it really is. Rick, away from the Week of Action, it'd be good to get your thoughts on this plan for a new independent regulator in English football that was outlined in the King's speech this week. What is your view on that?
Well, our purpose is making clubs sustainable, and part of that, of course, means that they will continue to be able to do all of this good work in the community. So it's all connected, and making clubs sustainable really means addressing the financial imbalances, improving regulation to make sure that money isn't wasted. So we've been strong supporters since the Tracy Crouch review of the need for better and improved regulation. So yesterday, I think, was a really, really important step. It's only one step in the process, but it was an important step, and we look forward to continuing to engage with the government really positively, and we want the regulator to come about as soon as practically possible, hopefully within the next 12 months or so. But it's a game-changing moment. It's a massive opportunity for football, and as I said, it's one that we embrace really positively, and yesterday was a positive step from our point of view.
And regulation over ownership is also something that is kind of ongoing in terms of how that should be regulated. With that in mind, what do you make of the situation at Reading and the ongoing fan protests against the ownership of the club right now? So,
yeah, Reading is one of, several that we've had to deal with. There are always challenges. And it's always a disappointment from our point of view that we have to take disciplinary action against clubs. But it's not about just thinking about Reading and Reading fans. It's about thinking about the other 71 clubs and being fair and having a proper level playing field. We owe it to the other clubs that are doing things properly to take action when people do step out of line. But going back to the previous comments about if we had 72 sustainable clubs, if we had better proactive regulation, which would include owners and directors tests and proper spending limits, then hopefully we'd have far fewer occasions when we have to take disciplinary action. If we didn't have to take any action, no one would be happier than us. But as I said, we have to create the level playing field. We have to think of the clubs who are doing things the right way. And we will continue to do that if people step out of line.
And Rick, just finally, the 3 promoted sides last season sit 17th, 19th, 20th in the Premier League. In contrast, the 3 relegated clubs sit 1st, 3rd and 4th in the Championship. Does that raise any concerns about resources to you?
Listen, it's something we've been saying for 3 years. The financial gulf, the cliff edge between the Premier League and the Championship is too big. The last 6 seasons, in each of the last 6 seasons, 2 of the 3 clubs to be promoted are clubs in receipt of parachute payments. That's a trend that has been continuing and will become more complex. We have to narrow the gap because the pyramid, the ability to rise and fall, hopes, dreams, aspirations are the very strength of the English game. And again, it all ties back to what we're looking at today. Clubs being the beating heart of their communities. The pyramid matters from the top to the bottom, and enabling clubs to rise up it and not face financial catastrophe when they're promoted to the Premier League, or indeed when they're relegated, is really what we're all about. And again, that absolutely comes back to the need for the regulator and for a major rethink.